Good morning.
Morning, Eric.
How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Not bad.
Good. I got to just try to figure out these views and how to fix them again every time.
Oh, I know, seriously. Sometimes it works getting on Zoom, sometimes it doesn't.
Right?
Natalie, can you hear me?
I can.
I can.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Morning.
Today I'm here on the right day. I was here on Monday.
It happens.
Okay. I'm attending a Google Certified Educator Zoom meeting right now. So
You're in a different Zoom meeting too?
I am.
Oh, nice, multitask.
I have to learn how to teach better distance learning better. So I'm gonna put,
That's probably
I'm
a
gonna get
hot
this out of
topic.
my face. I'm gonna get some.
Morning, Bill.
Hey, Eric. Good morning. How are you?
How are you today?
Doing well, thanks. And yourself?
I'm good.
Hey. How's the lawyer? Oh, yeah,
Hey, Melissa. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing good. And yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
That's good. Hi, Kate.
Good morning.
Morning.
Rob, did you go to the pool this morning?
I have not been there yet. No.
So London and I were hard at work. Looks nice.
Good, good.
Had some extra outside help, some volunteers. So
Okay. Are they tracking their hours?
the volunteer is.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And London as well.
Okay.
I went to the dollar store, got 2 or 3 paintbrushes that were better sized
Okay.
for $1. Looks good.
I'm surprised Eric's going to be outside as hot and humid as it is.
I actually just thought the same thing. I was like, why would you pick
Well,
he looks like he's already bothered.
I put the thing up, but it's the choice is inside with 4 kids that are all
Yeah.
freaking. So.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Hey, Eric, how's the new kitten?
Oh my God, the new kitten is great. We had a stray cat that looked like it got into a fight. It's living under my shed. So after a couple weeks of Emma playing with it and feeding it, it's ours.
Oh,
So
nice.
it is nice. We thought it was a girl, and last night we took him to the vet finally, and it's a boy. So
I saw the pictures. It's adorable.
Yes, he is. It's cool. As much as I don't need another thing to take care of, it's good. All right, I think it's coming to be 11 o'clock. Just check the list here. Okay, looks like we have a quorum. So, ready to go, Rob? Okay.
Yeah, ready to go.
So let's call this rec board meeting to order. first thing on our agenda will be a public comment. Is there any public comment? Okay, not hearing public comment. We would review the June minutes. Anybody have any additions or corrections to the minutes? Okay, not hearing any. Is there a motion to accept the minutes from June?
I'll make a motion.
Made by Eric.
I'll second.
I think Pete seconded that. Anyone opposed to approving the minutes? Okay, motion carries. Next will be the financial report. Randy.
Morning, everyone. Not a whole lot to talk about here. Looking on the revenue side for the month of June, you'll see some credits there. We refunded some prepaid memberships and swimming pool fees, playground fees. There's a $250 revenue in there from the Hills Playground rental. I checked with Rob on that. That was someone booked it for August, excuse me, and we received money, but we subsequently have canceled that and refunded it because we're not going to permit any gatherings in the facility in August. So other than that, nothing exciting in the revenue side. Obviously, we're still completely on hold. If you spin down through the expenses for June, really just some general maintenance, ongoing things. The big zeros there in the pool, playground, staff salaries and costs. So just some lawn care and supplies and materials for the pool and the playground, and minimal utilities to carry the Stonehouse building and the pool and the Happy Hollow playground. So no expenses for any of the special events. Obviously, we do have some costs there that came up cumulative for June 30th, but there's just really not a whole lot to talk about unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions for Randy? Okay, motion to accept the financial report.
I'll make a motion.
And was that Natalie?
Yep.
Okay, motion by Natalie, second
I'll second it.
by Eric. Anyone opposed to the financial report? Okay, motion carries. Next will be Rob and the rec director's report.
Okay, everyone, I sent you my report, very short, because of the time frame in between our meetings. I've been spending a lot of time working on getting the pool ready to go, as well as getting all our forms and policies and working hard with Kate, Pete, and London to do all that. So if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, no questions for Rob.
Rob.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Bill Jenks, I have one question for you.
sure, Bill.
His name escapes me, who's been working down at the pool, and he was telling me that we're still waiting for Levering Plumbing to come in.
Yes, Levering Plumbing should be coming in this weekend to hook up all the toilets and sinks.
Why are we paying an outside plumbing firm when we have people in public works that are capable of doing that and hook up everything at the Berkshire Heights playground as well as down at the Stonehouse?
I'm not sure the answer to that, Bill. I know that before my time, he's always been in to winterize the whole building as well as charge the whole system. It could possibly be that in normal times, the Public Works Department guys are off on other projects, but I can speak to Jim Babb about that.
I just think if we can use our own employees,
Sure.
it makes a heck of a lot more sense financially than employing an outside firm.
Sure thing. I'll check with Jim on that.
Thanks, Rob.
Sure.
Any other questions for Rob? Okay, not hearing any. That will take us to the 4th of July, the judging of the houses. Any comments on that?
I'll leave that to Pete since they did a great job.
Pete, anything to comment about the
Yep.
judge houses? Okay. The
It
floor
was
is-
great to see some. I know I can't get my camera to work. Sorry. I was really happy to see that a lot of the houses on the parade route actually chose to decorate. I think it was something good for them to do to keep in the spirit. We didn't have really the block that won is the block that always wins, the 1300 block of Cleveland. They basically had every house decorated, which is terrific. As far as people emailing things in, we got at least I think one for each category. I might be wrong on that, but we got a good portion of people to email a photograph in for the kids awards, and everybody got a win from that. So everything went really smoothly. It was very easily done. That's my report on that.
Great. Thanks, Pete. Next topic would be discussion of the pool opening and the fees. And my thought is to tackle the big one first, which would be the fees. And I think Rob sent out a great email a couple hours ago that breaks it down. And I guess you broke it down by price per day at a regular rate, price per day at the same rate, and then another price per day at a little bit of a discount. So I guess that's, what we need to decide is which rate to charge, Rob. Is that correct? One of them is a couple $1,000 difference between the two.
Yeah, that's correct. I wanted to help you all figure out how we want to approach this, seeing as we're only going to be open 43 days if every day is perfectly sunny and not stormy, as well as the pool being different this year with some less amenities such as a snack bar, no diving board, no water slide, and different restrictions that'll be happening at the pool. So I figured I'd leave it up to everyone here to discuss. We'll definitely come short on our revenues that we predicted, but that's what we get for half season.
My first question, Rob, is like most all of our expenses are basically going to be payroll. Is there any projections on payroll? Because I don't want to see this get my personal opinion is I wouldn't want this get too far in the negative. And if we just go with the prorated rate that's a little bit higher, unless we have less payroll that could justify it. That's just my opinion. So I don't know what you think.
Sure. Well, the payroll will be less due to the fact it's a half a year. We will have some additional staff on hand as what we're going to call them social distancing facilitators. The expenses that we're going to incur are going to be a little bit higher on the full-time staff because of the amount of public works employees that have been down there working. Usually it's Kent Robinson and two part-time staff that help to open the pool, and we've had anywhere from 5 to 6 full-time public works guys down there working, as well as the repairs that we have to do or that are being completed today with the tile work and the skimmer box work. That's going to show up a little bit higher than normal, but we'll also have less expense with the amount of chlorine we use. That'll be at a half a year, so on and so forth. So I can't really project how much of a difference we'll be at right now.
Here, Rob, it's Steve Brenner.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eric, if I jumped in on you.
All you.
So I'm going to vote that we use the prorated piece. I know we have less quote unquote amenities, but we have more quote unquote need to service those people who want to use it. So I think at the end of the day, it's just easier to do it prorated and be done with it. I will tomorrow. We have another committee meeting tomorrow. For those of you, by the way, I'm also going on a quote unquote college visit, so I may be doing it from the road. So Mr. Durr, you may be running the show tomorrow, but I'll be on the meeting. But I would recommend that at some point, because we have 6 or 7 full-time M&P guys down there, that's because we opened it so late. I don't know that we're going to count that necessarily so much against the rec as we are just going to be counted as regular old expense. But I'm not that worried about that.
Okay. Anybody not agree with that idea? With having the price with the less, so there's the short season, less amenities, and then what was the other one titled, Rob? Oh, short season, same cost per day. So it sounds like that was discussion of in favor of the same cost per day. Anybody else have any feelings about going to the other one? You know what I'm saying? Kind of babbling, sorry.
Hey, Eric, or whoever, I guess Michelle, can you scroll so I can see the 2 short seasons at the same time, or is that not possible?
They're in a PDF document, so it goes to the second page.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the difference is what, $4,000 roughly?
Correct. Approximately $4,000. And again, these figures are based on our 2019 memberships. You know, I'm not sure how many people are going to sign up as well. And we won't be having our daily fees or our guest fees come in.
Yeah, that would be my concern. I mean, a lot of members I've talked to have gone off and joined either the Hills Pool or Wilshire, or so. Are we gonna? How do you quantify that?
So is that, Rob, are you saying we're not going to allow daily visits to the pool? You have to be a member?
Yes, you have to sign up for a membership based on these fees. And then what Kate and I have discussed, and Kirsten, who works for our software company, will also engage us, is working with a reservation system. For instance, from 11:30 to 1, you can reserve a time at the pool. 1 to 1:30 will close. Everybody has to exit. We'll deep clean. And then from 1:30 to say 3, we open up again. So you can reserve as many times as you want during the day. It's kind of like setting up a golf tee time thing. That way, one of the important things we want to do is know who's at the pool at all times. So we figured it'd be easier if we had a roster of who's there from 11:30 to 1, and we can check them off when they come in. We can check them off when they leave, just in case we have to do any contact tracing. You know, so the pool will be open almost the same amount of hours. It'll just be a little bit different.
So there's no way to have a daily visit? You can't, like, kids can't bring a friend or anything? That's not on the table?
Yeah, we discussed that. A lot of the pools are not allowing dailies, and they're not allowing guests to come in.
Good enough.
I think some pools were not allowing guests until green, and now they are allowing guests in green. It's something we need to talk about.
If we need to talk about that, I understand. But my thing with the desk kids, you're gonna have to encase that whole desk in some sort of plastic. Otherwise, they're gonna be handling cash, and I don't think that's good for anybody. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, Pete, I forgot about that.
So there's no way for a daily person to pay electronically? These kids don't carry cash anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, Steve. I'll have to talk to Kirsten about that.
I'm here. The way that we've been setting up a lot of the pools, we are really steering away from that, just because unless they signed up online ahead of time for a time slot. But in this case, if you guys are wanting to go the membership route, they would need to create or have an account, sign up for the membership and pay for it. And then we would have to set up a separate program where I could enter in all of the time slots, and it would be at a $0 cost since they had already purchased their membership. And then we could make the membership be required. So you can't have somebody that didn't purchase a membership sign up for the program for their time slot.
And
so you can't make it just memberships and have dailies, if that makes sense, if we're setting it at a $0 cost since they had already purchased their membership separately. Especially if you want to only allow so many people in the pool per time slot.
Okay. Kate, I have a question. If we have you know, a very heavy day, I assume that, let me just put it this way, heavy or a light day, I assume once we get quote unquote used to this new norm, we'll be able to staff accordingly. So if you only have 15 people signed up for a period, you won't have to have the same amount of staff. It'd be no different than a cloudy, rainy day. Is that a fair statement?
Somewhat fair, yeah. I mean, we can definitely base our staff on who's coming. However, I wasn't sure if we're going to close coming or whether people can sign up all day long. That will definitely change if we can get email alert, if we can get alerts as to, oh, the Donahues just signed up to come and we didn't have them on the list at 10 a.m., but now they are and they're entitled to do that. And also this, it kind of goes hand in hand with how it works with weather. I mean, we have full staff on and then all of a sudden the storm comes and then what do you do? If you go down in staff and the sun comes out and it gets hot and the pool does get packed again, then you're short staffed. So it's a balancing job.
Okay, but it's no different. In a way, it's sort of similar to what it has been in the past.
Right, and we can
there,
say,
we'll have fewer lifeguards there.
Last year I was adamant about, you know, if I should close the pool because of weather and you are on the schedule, then you are now on call. So don't go make plans because when the sun comes out, I want to reopen, because especially after people get done with work and there's a storm at 2 and then it's hot and sunny at 5, we want to be available for people who need to.
Understood. Understood. Yeah. Got to do our best. It's a tough year.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the membership prices. I think let's maybe we can vote on that, get that out of the way, and then if we need to have any other discussions, we can continue that. So I guess the next step would be to have a motion for one of the two price schedules. If anybody wants to make that motion, or if there's more discussion. Does anybody have any other questions or more discussion on this? Okay, not hearing any further discussion. So we'll need a motion for the short season adjusted price less amenities, and then the other one that's just prorated with the same price fee that's a little bit higher.
I'll make a motion. We go with the price fee prorated.
Okay. And do we have a second?
Second that.
Was that Randy? Randy, did you second that?
I did, yes.
Yes, okay. And maybe this one will have an actual yes and no vote. So all those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Anyone opposed?
I was a yes, sorry. I was
Okay.
Angela.
Anyone opposed? Are there any abstentions? Okay, the motion carries. Okay, so what else, Rob? What else should we discuss here, Rob or Kate or Pete?
Well, I sent out just after the fee schedule, proposed fee schedule, I sent out to Kate, Pete, and London a kind of a proposed daily schedule for the pool. Normal times, we have swim team there from 8 to 12, aerobics from 11 to 12, swim lessons from 10 to 12. None of those things will be happening this year. So one of our thoughts was to open early for our at-risk population, as well as possible swim lanes for people to do lap swimming. And we looked at possibly doing that from 10 to 11 every morning. And then we would close from 11 to 11:30, do a cleaning. And then we would go through a rotation of an hour and a half open, half hour closed for cleaning. And so the pool would end up closing at 7 p.m.
Rob, I'm just curious, is that the CDC guidelines, opening up for an hour and a half and closing for a half hour?
The CDC guidelines are to clean every 90 minutes. One of the things we're looking at is, and again, this is up to the rec board, how you want to work this. But it's easier to contact trace when we know how many people are there within a specified time. It gives the staff a little bit of a break. When we close down for half an hour, we can get in there and shut the bathrooms down, clean them, let them dry out, and then reopen, and we would know how many people come in that next half hour. It's just a thought. Kate and I had talked about it, but we're open to discussion on it.
Are we, can I ask a question? So that half hour, are we saying, okay, literally everybody out, close the gates? Or are we saying everybody off the pool deck, concrete, no bathroom, like stay on the grass, stay within the facility?
Our thought would be that everyone would exit the pool and then re-enter again.
So I think that sounds great in the book, but the reality is they'll leave the property, they'll go out and they'll play tag football, jump on top of each other, and then come back.
I just think about, like, as a mom sitting, like, you get those families that sit there the whole day.
Right.
And which is what we have the pool for, they occupy themselves for the whole day. Is there contingency we can think of, like I said, off the pool deck, no bathroom, no concessions, on the grass?
So the other thought too is we are going to be painting the grass area for families and individuals. So there are many, I would call them VIP spots on the grass in the shade that people like to occupy. Just like pews at a church. So that's another way to get people to fairly get a shot at a nice shady tree. But again, it's all up to everyone else here.
I'd like other people's, like Kate or Pete, or please give us your opinion about that. Like I just think as a person who goes to the pool, I know I like to perch there for the whole day, and after an hour and a half, if I have to get up and figure out something to do with kids for half an hour, it becomes not a benefit, right? Like what do you do for half an hour lingering around if you were signed up for the next session and want to come back in? So please weigh in on like what that looks like.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm getting a little concerned how many people are going to actually do all this, with so if there's a way to have them stay, I don't know. I think what's going to happen is they're going to go for an hour and a half and then they'll probably go home. Or maybe it's not worth it to go at all. I don't know. Is there a way that they stay inside the pool?
That's a decision that the family, if they come for an hour and a half and then they leave, they can't stay for the half hour we have to clean, or however long the cleaning period is. That's a decision they have to make. I mean, the pool's not a compulsory thing. You don't have to go.
True. How many? What's
my
the
concern
number?
is if we have to wipe down every hard surface around the pool, which is basically what the CDC guidelines say, I don't think we can have people hanging around while we're doing that. That's my take, and I could be wrong.
Yeah.
What's the number of guests that we're going to allow in a time period?
Well, our max capacity in the water will be 125. On the grounds, we can probably have up to an additional 200.
Okay.
Based on, using all the available grass space for the different zones.
Okay, that's a good number. All right.
So the closed for cleaning is, I'm up for discussion with that. I do like 2-hour time slots for the pool. Getting there, getting settled. We could conceivably close the bathrooms and put, cones there, and the bathrooms are unavailable. The railings can be cleaned periodically while it's open. I don't know about the close for cleaning times. how this looks, right?
Is
This
there a way
part.
for them to stay because there's so much grassy area in the zone while this cleaning is going on rather than have them go all the way outside?
Yeah, anything's possible.
I mean, I would think the amount of grass that's not used in that area, I mean, specifically back towards the baby pool, all the way back towards the creek, there's never anybody back there unless, you know, a normal year they'd be throwing a football or running around or doing something, that we have enough space in that pool that we could have them on the grass during those cleaning times.
If there's a way to do that, we'd also have to continue the social distancing zones, like the
Correct.
squares and the
Right.
rectangles, all the way back that far. That would be the only hitch there. So people would have to Angela's point, even though you're settled in, you would have to either pick your stuff up or, you know, pick yourself up and move it to a different zone. You couldn't just kind of sit. You
Right.
know,
Right. No, I agree with
the
that.
first level in.
Yeah.
And one of the other problems is the CDC guidelines are recommending no food or drink allowed in the pool. That's tough.
Okay.
Look, I think we're going to put the people outside in the parking lot standing on top of each other. Totally. I just said that before, and I just think that's going to, you're going to take them from the whole, my thought process in the pool is this will be one place kids can go to be socially distanced. Now you're going to shove them out every hour and a half to go do what they want to do down at the creek or run around and up at the, you know, somewhere, and be a bigger problem. I think if we can keep them on the grass, even if it has to be on the grass on the other side of the way from the bathhouse, I think that's the right way to go about doing it. I've seen it at other pools where they close the pool for deep cleaning. They don't kick everybody out.
One of the things we'll have to do, and it'll affect Pete, is track how many people we have in at any specific time.
Sure.
And count how many leave at a specific time to see where we're at capacity-wise.
Yeah, it could make it a little harder, like if they don't actually leave for, like if they're not signed up for the next session,
Right.
how would we know that they're just not continuing to stay through the taking up occupancy essentially?
Well, that's
Right,
where
so-
we would use the MyRec system to print rosters for each available slot.
Yeah.
And then we would know who's supposed to be there or not.
It's also going to be difficult to socially distance even if they stay in the pool area.
Right.
No, my theory is the kids will be safer in the pool on the grass than they would be outside.
So should we, Eric, maybe have a vote on a schedule? We stay open from beginning of the day to the end of the day, or do a reserve time?
So there's an option to not have a reservation?
Yeah, I mean, we
Okay.
can open the pool at normal, like from 11:30 to 7. And if you're a member, you just show up.
Yeah, and then if the occupancy has reached its maximum,
That means there might be members that have to wait out in the parking lot to
Right.
get in.
yeah, and I would almost think, my personal opinion is that would be the way to, I mean, we could do it that way, and if it gets to be where that's not working, then maybe, then you start to, I think that's the best way to start, in my opinion.
So, Rob,
Rob,
did you?
Is there a way on the MyRec stuff, if you get to capacity, you could send out an email to everybody in the MyRec, we're at capacity?
You can send out an email blast to everybody that has a membership, but people at the front desk are going to have to really keep tally on how many people are walking in and out of the pool, because you're not going to have a roster of names to go by. So you're not going to have that contact tracing at all if you're not signing up for a time slot. With a membership, you can purchase a membership.
Can they sign in when they walk in the pool?
Yeah, can they just sign in, right?
They can, but you're going to have a giant. When I did pool memberships last year for you guys, my Excel spreadsheet was, I think, 19 pages long of everybody that had a pool membership. I mean, I know it's not going to be that much this year, but then the person at the front desk because you don't want them touching the pen. You're going to have to ask everybody for their name and everybody for their name on the way in and on the way out.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I
'Cause
mean,
we already know 99% of the people that'll be there.
and I don't think that's a bad idea. I think, like, if you think about how giant, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I don't mean to cut you off, Angela. I really don't.
No.
I don't think that process with a 19-page spreadsheet is tenable. I think it's going to be hard enough to get them to stop for the COVID testing every day, for the temperature check, and to sign the sheet. Kids just run right in. The parents will just stand there and sign them up. I'm telling you, if we go against the time slot thing, I think we're opening a whole can of worms and big bag can open. That's just my take.
Mm-hmm.
If I can elaborate on what we've seen that has worked really well for departments that don't want to make everybody leave is instead of doing like an hour and a half to 2 hour time slots, just break your day up in half. And at that half point, make everybody get out of the pool. That way, when you have people that are still in the pool facility, you have people that are going to try and get back in the water. And then, your guards that could be helping clean are now having to babysit everyone to make sure somebody does not jump in the pool. Whereas you don't have that liability. If everybody did exit the pool, everybody could be on, like, all hands on deck, getting the cleaning done and all of that.
So you're proposing like 11 to 3 o'clock and then close till 3:30 and then open it again at 3:30, something like that?
You could do that, because then you could have all of your hands on deck to do a deep cleaning. Now, you could still have maybe 2 people or a person that's constantly wiping down surfaces throughout that time. So you're still getting some stuff sanitized, but then it's going to be easier because you can print out a roster for that first section of your day and the second section of your day that would have everybody's name on it. And it would be a sign in, sign out check mark versus getting their names and all of that.
I'm amenable to that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So can everyone hear me?
Yep.
All right, so the 10:30 to 11:30 is the at-risk hour, or 10 to 11.
I think that's a great idea.
I like 11:30 because that gives us a half hour. If we normally open at noon, that gives us a half hour with the guards to settle. We're going to need every minute of that to get them in there and screened and settled, and give them their daily pep talk, etc. I know that it will take the half an hour. And then we'll have these, there will be people going around. It is not up to the guards to do all of that cleaning. Their job is to watch the people and they don't drown. There will be people there cleaning periodically. And I like the half day idea. Pete, what do you think about that half day?
I like the half day. I think that kind of what Angela was saying earlier about getting, tucked in, and Eric was saying it about getting people there and established. That gives them a more natural break too, especially because we're not going to have food. That might give them, an opportunity to go out and get some food, eat it, come back if they want to come back, if they've signed up for a slot. I agree with Steve that every 90 minutes is pretty rough. I just wouldn't want to see, the cleaning part impeded because we have to herd people to one side or the other. I think that's going to take some time to do it itself.
And quite frankly, if you're going to do it twice a day, 2 periods a day, if you made the cleaning period 45 minutes, that may give some incentive for people to actually pick up and leave, not just stand outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you a little bit more time to clean it up a little bit.
Does that let us stay in compliance with CDC guidelines, half-day slots?
There is no CDC guidance on that part, Randy. It's just we have to clean every 90 or wipe down high-touch surfaces every 90 minutes.
Well, if we're going to have people who are, what do we call them? What do we call those ambassadors? Do we call them something?
Social distancing.
Ambassadors.
Yeah.
No, Pete, what was it?
They can have a little bit of, they can have a rag and a spray bottle in their hand, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. I like the half day idea.
So do I.
I agree.
Okay, me too.
Someone want to make a motion to have the half day?
I will, Angela.
Angela,
Yep.
Second.
I'll second it.
Second by Natalie. Anyone opposed to that motion? Okay, the motion carries. All right, what else? Anything else about the pool?
Just a couple notes. One of the things we're going to have to do when we open up for memberships is to, obviously they have to sign a waiver regarding COVID. And the other thing we want to suggest to do is to let everybody know the expectations at the pool. Last thing we want to have somebody do is show up at the pool and say, wait, the diving board's closed, the water slide's closed, there's no snack bar, we're not allowed to bring food, and then they're going to want their money back. So we're going to have to make it a very bold statement as this is what the pool is going to look like this year. It's different, and these are the rules, and you know, that's what we have to do.
Rob, can that be something that that they sign up and agree to when they sign up for their membership? Kind of like
yeah, I want that to be before they can even sign up. They have to check off that they read the new expectations at the pool.
Good idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was Jody Menon's idea, by the way.
Well done, Jody.
Good job, Jody.
And Kirsten, we can do that?
Yeah, you can. You can have as many, they're called disclaimers, as you want. It can be like an I agree or I disagree, or you can make it like a custom form where they would actually have to physically sign. So as far as like the COVID paper that you would want, you could make that an electronic form and have them actually sign for it. And then a disclaimer, you could be like, you could have it as, you know, no food or drink, this, you know, the snack bar is closed, diving boards are closed. And I would make one in there stating that, you know, you do understand that your time slot, like you will have to leave after your time slot is over, even if you signed up for the second one.
Okay, great.
Can I just ask one question of Kate? Kate, I just want to get, so we're opening up at, you said 11, is that what you said, or 10? 10?
Well, we were thinking about a at-risk hour, 10:30, 11:30.
10:30, 11:30. Did you say it's also a lap lane hour?
We can put a lap lane in, absolutely.
Okay.
More too.
Because I think you might see some people who want to use that just to swim laps.
Right, and we did that, we were planning on integrating that this year at noon, because it's not packed at noon, and there are people that come in and swim. And then we also offer lap swimming in the evening. I did that all last year, and we had a lot of success with that.
Thank you.
I have a question about the waiver, just in terms of, like, for instance, if a cleaning ambassador comes and tells you, or social distancing ambassador comes and tells you that you need to social distance, and if people aren't complying, what do we do then? How do we manage? Is that something that is within the waiver as well?
Kate can answer that. We were going to do a 3 strikes kind of rule.
Okay. I think that should be clearly stated in the waiver.
And to more directly answer Angela's question, my understanding is that the ambassador, if they are contradicted as to social distancing, if somebody says, I'm not doing that or I disagree, that person will then find one of the managers, and the manager will speak to that patron. We wouldn't let the kids just hang out there to deal with that themselves. They'll be back at all times.
Correct.
Who do we intend to solicit or hire as our social?
I've already acquired some of the staff from the snack bar. We've added additional desk staff. So we'll have some staff. Donna, who's the normal snack bar manager, who's been there for years and is an adult, would most likely be leading this team.
Great, sounds good. Okay, what else? Anything else about the pool?
Sorry, can I add just one thing?
Sure.
This is Jody Menon, sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to, since we are talking about doing half days, and I know people are gonna, have to read the waiver and agree to that. I just think that sometimes people need a little reminder that, you really have to make sure you bring enough water for your family for that period of time, because it gets very hot, and if there's not as much space in the shade, I just think maybe when people sign up, if they can have it on the sign up form or something, just as a reminder, or if there's some other way we can just kind of let people know, hey, before you head out to the pool, please make sure you have what you need.
We can do Facebook posts on that.
Okay.
Then there is a water fountain two of them at the
Water,
pool.
water fountains are gonna be off.
Oh.
We can't risk them
Yeah.
drinking out of that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
You can make it a receipt note on their receipt too.
Mm. Right. Water. Hmm.
So they'll be allowed to bring water in, but nothing else?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I think that's a very good suggestion, Jody. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Any other pool discussion?
I just have one question. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Sally.
One question. How will we, and are we expecting social distancing in the pool? How will that be? Because obviously in the underwater there's no transmission, but above the pool.
Yes, that was part of our plan, Sally, that they will have to social distance within the pool. So we can't have like 15 kids jumping on top of each other, spitting water at each other. They will not be required to wear a mask, obviously, in the water, but we are going to recommend that everyone wears their masks throughout the grounds. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anything else on the pool? Okay, that'll take us into new business. We want to recognize Thomas Foster, our student rep who is graduating and moving on with his life. So, Rob, do you have anything to add there? So thank you, Thomas, from me.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank
you all. It's been a great time on the rec board the last few years.
Yeah, I would like to add Thomas has been an outstanding representative of the students. And from when I met him when he started his Eagle Scout project through the last 2 years, he's been just really helpful, and hopefully other people, future student reps will look up to him as now Morgan will be taking over as the, I don't know, senior student rep, and we'll have to start looking to fill shoes for that. So thank you, Thomas.
Yes, well done, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Excellent. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, and then next thing under new business is plans for the fall.
Yeah, I just threw that out there. I also want to add in, I forgot to put it on the agenda. We do have a scheduled concert in August, the Ringgold Band and Children's Lantern Parade. I did speak with the band, and they have not been practicing, and they are not comfortable with putting on a show. So I think we just have to make a motion to cancel that concert for now.
All right, someone want to make that motion?
I motion to cancel the Ringgold Band and Lantern Parade for 2020.
Motion by Kate, seconded by, do we have a second?
I'll second.
I can second it.
Okay, seconded by Pete. Anyone opposed to canceling the concert and Lantern Parade? Okay, the motion carries.
Okay, so the rest of the fall, we have Spooky Hollow coming up. Possibly have a rescheduling of the Pops concert, to be determined still. And I don't know if, Pete, you want to talk about your drive-in movie and see if that's something we might want to try to pull off?
Well, we ended up showing the senior movie for the class of 2020 at the Body Zone parking lot. The mall didn't work out. We originally tried to do the Berkshire Mall and rent a giant screen and have the kids pull up and watch the movie. But the mall was concerned about security and liability and all that stuff. So Ted Colva at the Body Zone was more than happy to do that. It went off without a hitch. The company we used was terrific. Steve, I think Steve was there. But it went really well. I would do it again. It's pricey to do that. We would need a location. I don't know if Ted would be open to doing that again there. But we would need to find a location that would support, 200 to 250 cars, I think, because we get a pretty decent turnout for that. The idea being that you would show a movie. The company that has the movie screen has a giant FM transmitter. So they just, they pump the sound into the cars. Nobody has to get out. It's very safe. The sound was good. They had to adjust a little bit, but it turned out pretty good. The movie was viewable. It was all we could have expected. So that's an idea we want to try this fall. We can certainly think about it and talk about it next month and see where we're at. But it might serve to how should I say, like substitute for some of the things we're canceling.
Mm-hmm.
What was the price, Pete? If you know?
Off the top of my head, Eric, I was just trying to figure that out, and I have the invoice here, but I'm afraid to get off. My connection's very jumpy at the moment. I think it was over 2,000. I think it was 2,500 for the rental.
Okay.
And that was for the gigantic screen.
Right.
We might be able to get away with a screen that's a little smaller.
Okay, that just gives us a ballpark. I think it's a good idea we can discuss next rec board meeting. All right, anything else about the fall? All right, any correspondence besides all the angry emails? No, just kidding. Let's hope everyone that sent one of those emails joins the pool. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
I do have a question. How is the, whatever that's called, teaching in the park going this year? Are they doing it?
The what in the park?
They have like a teaching in the park thing?
No, that was canceled. They didn't do that this
Actually, I think it's virtual. I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they're not using the stone house at all.
Okay.
It's all virtual.
All right, anything else?
Just quick, how soon do you want to open up the registrations for the pool?
Tomorrow.
Now that we have a price, or do we have to wait? Steve, you said you have a meeting tomorrow. Do we have to wait for an approval on those fees?
I don't know. Sure.
Is that a finance committee or a council thing, or?
Finance committee meetings tomorrow.
And then council's next week?
Yep.
So do we have to wait? That's my question. I don't know.
That'd be a good way to drag our feet a little further, but I think we should just do it today. I mean, I don't think we're changing, technically we're not changing the rate. We're just doing it pro rata. So we're not changing, or I would argue we're not changing the rate.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Well, I'll get together with Kirsten then and start to get that all set up so people can log in and sign up.
All you folks who like to do that Facebook thing, make sure you get out there that it's going to be open whenever we open it.
Right. And we will, we still have to have all the waivers in place.
Yep.
And the
Understood.
disclaimers as well.
Good job, Robin and Pete and Kate. Good job.
Oh, thank you, Kirsten, as well.
Oh, and Kirsten, thank you. Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry about that. I apologize.
Okay.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, motion to close. Do we have a second? Seconded by Kate. All right.
Good work. Good luck.
See you all next time.
Yep.